Hey y'all, this is Megan and we are sewing up the rose skort in this video. There are three different views to choose from. View A, which is this little green one, view B, which has the diagonal skirt, and then view C, which has the curve skirt finished with bias tape. The first step is going to be prepping our front skirt. If you're doing view A or B, then you are going to hem the unnotched edge of your skirt and the bottom edge. You can either fold the bottom up a 1/4 inch and then fold another 1/4 inch for a narrow hem, or you can serge the edge like I've done here and just press a 1/2 of an inch toward the wrong side. After you hem those edges on view A or B, set them aside. For view C, you are going to finish the curved edge of your skirt with bias tape. You can do single fold bias tape, double fold bias tape. I'm using a little decorative bias here that I had in my stash. Whatever you want to use, just finish that curved edge. And once that is complete, you can also set that aside while we work on our shorts. Now, if you're doing the adult version, then you are going to go ahead and sew your back darts now. I will go ahead and link the video on sewing the darts down below. I'm doing the youth version in the video, so there are no back darts on that youth version. We are going to hem the bottom of all of your short pieces. Again, you can either do a narrow hem by pressing a 1/4 inch to the wrong side and then another 1/4 inch, or again, serge the edge and press a 1/2 of an inch toward the wrong side and then edge stitch that hem in place. You're going to do this on your 2 front pieces and your 2 back pieces. Next, you're going to put your 2 front pieces right sides together and stitch them at that crotch curve. And you're going to do the same with your back pieces. Put them right sides together and stitch at the crotch curve. You are stitching with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then go ahead and finish that seam with a serger or zigzag stitch. Next, it's time to attach the front skirt to the front shorts. So I have my front shorts facing right sides up, and I'm going to put my skirt piece on top, aligning that notched edge with the side seam and pinning and aligning the top waist edge. After you have them all pinned together, you are going to baste them along the top and the side seam. Now you want to finish the edge of your front shorts that do not have the skirt attached and the back edge that will get sewn to that side. So we're going to put the zipper in the side of the shorts that doesn't have the skirt attached, and that is why you want to finish both of these edges. Now you can do this with a serger or a zigzag stitch. You do want to make sure that you finish off that serger tail by pulling it back through or stitching it on top, since those will not go into another seam. Now you're going to put the front and back shorts right sides together, aligning the side seam, and you are going to stitch the side with the skirt that is unfinished with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then finish that with a serger or zigzag stitch. Again, if you use a serger, then go ahead and pull that serger tail back through along the hem. Then aligning the shorts with the right sides together again, we are going to stitch the front and back together along the inseam, and then finish that again with a serger or zigzag stitch. Then it's time to insert your invisible zipper. You do want to make sure to leave a 1/2 of an inch above your zipper stop so that you can sew the facing on later. If you want to leave a little bit more room so you can add a hook and eye, you can also do that. Now you want at least a 7 to 9 inch zipper so you have room to get the shorts on. This is a 9-inch zipper that I'm using on my nieces, so it's a little long, but it works. The first step I like to do is to press the zipper teeth open, and then with the right sides together, I'm going to go ahead and baste the zipper on first with just a normal zipper foot. And once I make sure the placement is correct and I have everything aligned, then I'll go ahead and switch to my invisible zipper foot and stitch it in place. Then you'll go ahead and press that and the seam opened. I'm going to switch back to my regular zipper foot again, and you're going to stitch the shorts together from the hem to your zipper edge. Again, I used a longer zipper on my nieces because that's what I had on hand and I didn't feel like shortening it, but you might have a little bit longer to sew from the bottom of your hem to your zipper. I do like to stitch slowly, and when I get up to the zipper stop, I like to just go 1 or 2 stitches past the zipper stop, and I stitch just right next to that first stitching line that attached the zipper to make sure everything is caught and closed in the seam. And then I again give that a nice press. Set your shorts aside for a moment, and we are going to stitch the waist facing together with right sides touching on one short side. And then you're going to take it to your serger and you are going to serge that edge and the 2 other side edges and along the bottom. Next, you're going to pin your facing right sides together with your shorts aligning the raw edges and the top, and you're going to stitch the facing to the shorts with a 1/2 inch seam allowance along the top. Next, we're going to add the elastic to the back waistline. Pin your elastic 1/2 inch from the raw edge all the way to the seam line, again on the back waist. Your elastic should just stretch a little bit, and you're going to stitch that elastic inside of the seam line. I like to use a wide zigzag here, and you will need to slightly stretch your elastic to fit as you sew. Next, we're going to press that seam up toward the waist facing, and we are going to edge stitch the facing in place. Now, when you're starting on the edges, you do want to leave a little bit of room because we still have to finish the other edge of the facing. So 1/2 inch to 1 inch, leave, don't understitch that portion on the edge. And then you are going to flip the facing again, right sides together, and you're going to throw your zipper foot back on and stitch the facing to the skirt along each side of the zipper, making sure not to catch the zipper teeth as you sew. And then you can give it a nice press and flip everything right side out so that the facing is toward the wrong side. If you want, you can go ahead and tack the facing down at the side seam to help hold it in place. And then your rose skirt is all complete. As always, if you have any questions, you can leave them down below and I will try to answer them. If you sew up a rose skirt, we would love to see it posted in our Facebook group or tag us on Instagram at Made for Mermaids, hashtag Made for Mermaids pattern, hashtag Rose pattern.